Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. I am CL4PTPV3, and we are gathered here today to discuss whether or not streamers should be more aware of what they say in stream. Now, what sparked the idea behind this? Well, on Friday, which was literally three days ago? Yeah, it's 3 days ago. I came across a video to do with Shroud playing Ironsight for the first and last time. Well, that's what the title was anyway. Basically, leading up to this stream, Shroud tweeted out that he wanted to know whether or not to play Ironsight or PUBG. And it was a 50-50 split. Eventually, Ironsight won. Now, as a partner of Ironsight and a huge fan of the game, I thought, brilliant, he's giving the game the exposure it needs. And then he goes on to say that the game plays horribly because of mouse acceleration. That's something that the game doesn't even have. Basically, there's a link down in the description to the video I'm on about. And in this video, he gets into the game and moves around a bit, plays with his sensitivity, and obviously something just doesn't seem right to him. I can't tell you what that is, but he says it's mouse acceleration. Now, after playing the game for as long as I have, I am almost certain there is no mouse acceleration in-game. For example, I have my mouse DPI and in-game sensitivity set in a way so I can move my mouse from the center of my mouse mat, either to the left or to the right, and whichever way I move it, I will do a full 360 in that direction, ending up facing straight on again. Now, if mouse acceleration was in the game, it would not always end up in the same location. If I was to move it really fast, I would overshoot, obviously, and go even further than a 360. Or if I was to go really slowly, I might not even do a full 360. But that definitely isn't the case. However fast I move my mouse, it goes where I know it's going, based on the sensitivity and DPI that I have pre-selected. Now, the only reason I say I am almost certain is because unless somewhere along the lines, I have just played every single first-person shooter game with mouse acceleration, and have just gotten to the point where I am so used to mouse acceleration that my muscles know the exact speed to move the mouse every single time, depending on how far I want to move it. But I can tell you right now that that isn't the case. It is literally how far I need to move my mouse of how far I need to move. Not how fast, how far. I know no matter how far I move my mouse, or how fast I move my mouse, it will end up in the same place. If there was mouse acceleration, it would go even further if I was to move it faster. But that certainly isn't the case. Yes, I move faster when I move the mouse faster, but it would still end up in the same place if I moved it slower in the same distance. Now, enough about that, back on topic. Now, basically, by Shroud saying something like this, he has possibly deterred a huge player base away from the game because of this mouse acceleration that he believes is in the game. I cannot speak for Shroud's experience, so there may have been something to Shroud that made him feel like there was mouse acceleration, regardless of the fact that there is or isn't. But his viewers are not necessarily going to go and download Ironsight and play it for themselves to see if it does have mouse acceleration. And for the more knowledgeable of his viewers, they'll think, oh, this has mouse acceleration. I don't like mouse acceleration, I won't play it. But then there are going to be his fans as such, who will think, this game does look pretty cool, I'm going to give it a go anyway. And whether or not they feel like it has mouse acceleration, they'll possibly enjoy it. Or maybe they go into the game with a sour taste. So basically, without thinking, what Shroud has done is told his viewers what to think about when playing the game. Now, there's going to be some who just completely ignore what he said and play the game anyway, regardless of that. In the world we live in today, people are going to be listening to people like Shroud. People who know what they're talking about when it comes to first-person shooter games. If they're fans of first-person shooter games, that is. So to them, if Shroud says it has mouse acceleration, it has mouse acceleration. And side note, that doesn't speak for all of his fans. Now, the reason I deemed this worthy of making a video about is because, as a streamer myself, I say things that aren't necessarily true as such, but aren't necessarily false. They're just initial reactions or comments to certain situations that I will say without thinking about it. It happens to all of us, not just Shroud, not just me, and not just any other person you find on Twitch. So I'm not saying that what we should be doing as streamers is being aware of every word we say 24/7 to make sure that whatever we say is 100% truthful. Because that's near impossible. The only way we'd be able to do something like that is if we had Wikipedia next to us confirming everything we ever say. And that's a bad example because Wikipedia is not always right. But this is more a message to viewers of these streamers and content creators. Don't listen to every single word they say. Don't even listen to every word I say. I mean, why should you? I'm just some random voice on the internet. But at the end of the day, human error is a thing. And comments out of frustration, which is what I put Shroud's comment down to, is definitely a thing. Now, don't get me wrong, Shroud didn't badmouth the game. He did say it looks really cool, but he can't play it with mouse acceleration. If somebody doesn't like the game for whatever reason, they don't have to like the game, even if it's one of my favourite games, i.e. Ironsight. But one thing that I won't stand for, and I'm sure many of you would stand for, is for people to start hating a game based on something that some internet celebrity said that wasn't even true in the first place. It was just, like I said earlier, a comment he made out of frustration. So to conclude, don't listen to every voice you hear on the internet. By all means take it into account, but do your research before fully judging or commenting on anything before. Now I do think Shroud is a very, very good FPS player and he definitely does know what he's talking about. But I couldn't tell you why he thought there was mouse acceleration in the game. Maybe it's something to do with the aimbot software he had in the background, or maybe it's just something to do with some mouse smoothing software in the mouse. I don't know what it could have been. Could have been anything. But that's just my 2 cents on the topic. Thank you very much for watching. Follow me on Twitter at CL4PTPV3. Follow me on Twitch at CL4PTPV3. Or follow me on Facebook at CL4PTPV2. Links will be down in the description. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.